Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. We're going to talk about the newest Wicked Widow Beauty palette, and this is called the Graveyard Smash palette. Look how beautiful the art cover is. I love when Wicked Widow Beauty comes out with like these curated color stories, especially their like 8-pan eyeshadow palettes. They're so pretty. They did like a tea party palette last time, but this, oh my god, look at these tones. I feel like this color story is so apt for fall season and even for Halloween season. So pretty. I'm gonna do 3 eye looks today using this palette. I feel like the curation is absolutely stunning. This deepening eye shade, it looks like a deepened burgundy purple shade. It's really pretty and it goes with any of the other mattes in the palette, and the addition of the shimmers are just icing on the cake. Like this one for inner corners, that's what I have on the inner corners. You'll definitely see this look as my first look with this palette. But without further ado, let's live swatch this baby and then we'll go into the looks and then final thoughts towards the end of the video. So if you're ready, let's begin. This palette is available on the Wicked Widow Beauty's website, and I have an affiliate code with them, which is just Smithy Sony, to save you 10% off. So if you use my code, I thank you very much. But without further ado, let's dive into the swatches. The first shade is called Harvest Horrors, and then we have Fright Night, and then we have Thrills and Chills. Oh my god, look at the pigment. Look at the pigment. This is a beautiful duochrome multichrome shade. And so is this, because I see blue and green. And this purple is more like a bronzy pink to a purple shifting shade. Hope you can see that. It also has a little bit of green in it. Can you see that? Really pretty. Okay, let's move on to the next 3 shades. Very unlike me, I feel this shade is very unique in my collection and it looks very beautiful. This is called Groovy Goals, and this is Bewitching Bride. Such a beautiful shade. And then we have a Weird Waltz, which is the highlighting shade of this palette. So there you go. There you go. So you can see how beautiful these tones are. It's like one swipe swatches. So pretty. Let's move on to the final 2 shades. Now, if you want to dive into like an everyday look, the way that I have, this shade is so beautiful for that. It's called Monster Mash. And this is Freaky Frank, which is such a beautiful sagey green shade. So let's do here and here. There you go. Look how beautiful the color story is. I love it. Very deep and grungy, so apt for Halloween, fall, everything. I love it. Oh, so pretty. Now let's dive into the 3 looks that I created using this palette. Okay, let's start off a look with this. I'm so excited. This is the first time I'm playing with this. I've only swatched this palette and I'm getting ready for office. So let's see what we can come out with. I'm wearing a dress. It has some orange in it, so I feel like we can include that. But I also want to do so much of this dirty yellow-green shade. Very unlike me, I know. But we'll see how we can incorporate. I feel like we should start with that dirty yellow shade. So I'm going to take this, which is Groovy Goals. And let's see how this rolls. I'm going to take that on my inner crease. Oh, that's such a beautiful shade. I don't have anything on my eyelids right now. Oh, that's a beautiful shade. You know, I'm not into greens, but this kind of a muted, grungy green, I'm really liking this tone. Oh, that's such a unique tone too. I'm liking it. Okay. Let's see what we do. Again, I'm going to office, so I don't know how wild I can get. Obviously, I'll do more looks. This is the first look that I'm doing. I'm liking it so far. Really beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna now take a flatter blending brush And I'm gonna go over that deep dark shade, which is Bewitching Bright, this one. And this would be for deepening out our outer corners. So let's see that. Loving the tones, okay? Beautiful shades. I love these kind of purples. Like these kind of purples on my brown eyes. It just pops so beautifully, and such a beautiful deepening shade too. I don't even want to incorporate the orange. I feel these two shades are going so well together, and I don't want to complicate the look when it doesn't need to be. Absolutely loving those shades together. I can actually rock an all matte look too. Oh, wow. Going back into that grungy green shade, Groovy Goals, went totally opposite to what I was thinking that I'm gonna do. When I'm mixing this green with that purple, it's blending so very nicely. I'm going to take a smaller definer brush for my lower lash line, and I'm going to go into that Bewitching Bright shade and just deepen out my lower lash line. Okay, I'm going to go on to this shade, which is Monster Mash. Actually, you can go with any of these shades and it'll look very, very beautiful. I'm just going to go with this shade just because I feel like this shade is definitely office appropriate. And I love those grungy tones. Oh my god, so pretty. Look how stunning that is. I love it. Love it. I'm going to go back into this shade, Groovy Goals, and just melt everything. I dare not want to lose that shade because it's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. Now to complete the eye look, I'm going to take this Weird Waltz shade, the lighter tone shade, for my inner corners. I'm just gonna, oh wow, that's so pretty. Perfect for inner corners or for even smoky eye look, which we'll definitely do. I'm loving this. Okay, let me give you a final eye look. I really loved playing with this. Now let's move on to the second look. So let's begin. I'm going to start with that orange shade, which is Harvest Horrors. And I'm going to take it on a Sigma E38, which is a diffused crease brush. And I'm going to take that on the crease. Definitely deeper than what I thought. And I've not set my base. I just went to a birthday party and just returned back. That's why I have eyeliner on. Definitely deeper than what I thought. Okay, let's take it all across the eyelid, like the crease shade. We'll have to clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna pack it up on the crease right there, and I'm gonna take the same shade on my lower lash line too. A little goes a long way. Don't make the same mistake that I did. I'm gonna take a blending shade. I have Glaminatrix Sugar and Spice with me. I'm gonna go with this Brulee shade, and I'm just gonna take that and just blend the edges underneath the brow. I absolutely love the first look that I created using this palette. I went to office, as you know, I'm pretty sure I recorded that way. I went to office and I got a lot of compliments. That mustardy yellow green shade, that was amazing, and it didn't crease or anything on me, so that was definitely a plus point. I am gonna take this Bewitching Bright shade, and I'm gonna pack that on my lid like a smoky eye, so that would go and connect to that orangey shade. See, I love that shade. That tone of purple is so pretty. Just stamping it on first. And then I'll slowly start blending it with that orange shade. Once we have packed everything, I'm going to take the Harvest Horror shade on the same brush and start blending the edges. Just right there. I'm going to take a clean blending brush with nothing on it and just blend everything together. Going back into that Bewitching Bright shade and then smoking out the lower lash line too. I'm going to take a smaller brush for the inner corners and go into this Weird Wall shade and pack that in the inner corner. That's a beautiful inner corner shade. I want to use this shade, this purple shade, which is Fright Night. I'm going to take that on my finger. Beautiful purple. Now with that purple, I'm just gonna pat that right there on the center. Look how stunning that looks. Especially on top of that purple, like the deeper base. Wow, that's stunning. Oh, I like that. You know how much I love my purples. With no additional product, with the Bewitching Bright shade, I'm just going to deepen out my inner and the outer corners for that smoky halo eye. And that's all for this eye. I'm going to just finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. And that's my second eye look. Really deep, dark, smoky and grungy. I love a purple smoky eye and that's exactly what this is. Now let's move on to the third eye look. We have to use this shade. So this is called Freaky Frank. So I'm going to take this on the Sigma Shayla brush, which is E25. And all of these shades, like the matte shades, has like a music notes embossed in it. I don't know if you can see it or not. I should have shown it to you way before. But okay. No matter what. Oh, that's a beautiful pigmented shade. All of these matte shades are super pigmented. So go with a very light hand, especially if you're not looking for too much pigment. Like that's a beautiful shade. I'm gonna just melt the edges because I'm not looking for like a cut crease look. I'm gonna just turn my brush and go into that Bewitching Bright shade. I'll tell you, this shade is so apt for this palette, like a necessity, I would say. Take that on the outer corner and then start deepening out the shade. Pat it and then deepen out my outer corner. Melt it with that green shade. That's like a cool tone eye look. I love it. Oh my god, that's so stunning. Did I tell you this palette is magnetic? I love a good magnetic palette, man. Seriously. So pretty. And I know their scissor hand palette was also magnetic. I think their tea time palette is also magnetic. Just imagine, like if you can like just mix and match all of their eyeshadows, it'll be so stunning. The possibilities are endless. Okay, I'm going back into that brush with which we apply the green shade. With nothing on the brush, just blending the both of those shades together. Going back into that Bewitching Bright shade, the deeper purple, and just connecting the outer corners of the lower lash line with that shade, wiping it off, going back into that Freaky Frank shade, which is that green, and connecting the lower lash line. So pretty, so pretty. Okay, now what are we gonna do? Obviously, we have to use the last shade that we've not used, which is the shade called Thrills and Chills. Before that, let me take my NYX Glitter Glow and just pat that right there. What I feel like, I never say this, I hardly go for an all matte look, but the mattes in this palette create some beautiful all matte looks. I'm gonna take Freaky Night and Thrills and Chills, Freaky Night shade, just a little bit, just right there. It's the same shade that we used in this eye. I just want like a melting shade for that purple, just a tad bit. Going back into that Bewitching Bright shade, just deepening out the outer corners a tad bit more. Ah, so pretty. I'm going into this shade, Thrills and Chills. It's like a green to a blue shifting shade and placing that right there in the majority of the eyelid. So shiny. I'm going to take the purple shimmer shade that we used earlier and just sandwich both of those together. Oh, so pretty, you guys. Look at that. And then for the inner corner, I'm going to take that green shade, which is Thrills and Chills, and then just wrap it around. Now we have that. I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. And that's my third eye look. I love the contrast that this green and purple are giving together. I love the combination of green and purple. I have used everything by this time with this palette and these three looks that I've created. I totally feel like the color combination was absolutely beautiful. One con, pro, or it can be whatever you take it as. I feel like these mattes are super pigmented, like super pigmented. You can definitely go with like pigment in like one go, especially if you're using like a packing brush. If you want like a light wash of shade, I definitely would say just keep like a setting powder or like a foundation powder right next to you so that you can blend it with these shades and create more of a lighter transitioning kind of a shade. But I loved how beautifully pigmented and blendable these shades are. I love the addition of this shade because this can be paired up with any of these matte shades, as I told you, and it creates like a gorgeous look. I feel like the first and the third look was definitely my favorite. First look, it was so simple, but this matte truly is a unique shade in my collection and I love it. Even though I am a big purple fan, I have a lot of purples, but I feel like this tone of purple is the best tone of purple for the outer corner shade, and they gave it to us. I would have loved if this shade would have been a little bit more sparklier, but for an everyday smoky eye, this would be stunning. Like if you combine these two shades, it'll be so pretty. I love the looks that I created for you guys. If you do want to see this in like another get ready with me, I can totally do it. And this packaging with the shades, it's so beautiful. Let me show you the magnetic quality of these shades. So if you have like a, you know, this is how the shades pop out. You can mix and match however your heart desires. You can make your own custom palette, especially if you're like traveling or anything and you don't want to take like a big palette. You can customize your own into like an 8-pan eyeshadow palette, and that can be a curated palette for you for the weekend. I love the aspect of that. Do let me know in the comment section below, out of the 3 looks that I created, which one is your favorite. And now let's move on to the outro. And that's all for today, guys. You guys let me know in the comment section below, out of the 3 looks, which one was your favorite. I have only done this look so far, so I cannot tell you which look is my favorite, but I'll put it in the comment section below for you guys and I'll pin it. I will wear this for the entire day. Right now, the time is 8:15 in the morning. I'm going to wear this for the entire day in the office and see if there's any creases or anything that is happening, and I'll report that also in the comment section below. I have no doubts in the quality of Wicked Widow Beauty. It performed so very well, and I really loved the color story and playing with this palette. If you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.